You're listening to Career Ready, and I'm Coach K. Getting you ready for your corporate career. Can you believe we're finally at the end of our 2-week series talking about 21 things that you need to do in your first 2 weeks of the job? Today we will cover the last 3 on the list, and they are important ones too, with number 19 being know your meeting room and office kitchen etiquette. Let's start with the much lighter one though, which is the office kitchen. Most corporate offices will offer a small kitchen area on each floor for free use to all employees. You might have access to a sitting area, a fridge, a microwave, a toaster, and even free coffee and tea. But there are commonly known rules for how you use and operate in this area. There are usually signs around that will guide you on what to do and what not to do in the kitchen, but most importantly, be mindful that you are not the only one using this area. So ask your teammates as well what the generally accepted etiquette or behavior is for that particular company. Secondly is meeting room etiquette. The most important thing to remember here is in your first 2 weeks is that you're simply there to observe in the meeting, not necessarily to participate. So you will not be presenting. There's absolutely no pressure on you at all. So here are some key tips to remember. Firstly, be on time. Secondly, speak when you're directly asked to speak, or maybe perhaps when the conversation is still casual. Number 3 is have a notebook and pen ready. Remember I said make notes and ask lots of questions. Fourth is keep your phone on silent, because the last point that I want to make here is number 5, you want to be present in the meeting. Even though you might not be active in the meeting, but you still need to be present and pay attention to exactly what's going on, who's speaking, what does the room feel like, or what is the energy of the room and the people in your team when certain people are speaking. This will give you a good gauge as well of the team dynamics, the team politics perhaps as well. So pay attention. This is not the time to be playing on your phone at all. Number 20 is know the law and company policy. This is huge, and I wish I knew more about this when I started working. But let's start at the very beginning. When you start working, you sign a contract. This contract is governed by contract law and outlines the agreement between you and the company. It dictates the company's responsibilities to you, like your salary and your bonuses, your benefits and resources available to you, but it also stipulates what you are responsible for. Things like your duties, your working hours, use of company resources, such as like data, cell phone, maybe even a petrol card. But basically, it's the things that you can and cannot do while under contract. Within the functioning of the company, there are also policies and procedures that you need to know as well. I mentioned in one of the earlier sessions getting to know your HR representative. Ask them about the key HR policies that you need to know for the company. But here's a good guideline as well for these policies so that you can familiarize yourself with them. These are policies that are related to employment, like your induction, annual leave, sick leave, study leave, maternity leave, your notice periods, whether or not they have a bursary benefit, what the use of company resources looks like, your performance appraisals, medical aid benefits, and pension benefits. Then lastly, you need to know the law. This is what governs and regulates your contract, how you can be treated and treated fairly, being safe at work as well. And there are about 6 of these that I want to mention here today that you should be aware of. So maybe take these down and do your own research in your own time, as I won't have time to run through each of them in this session. But the first is your basic conditions of employment. The second is the Employment Equity Act. The third is the Labor Relations Act. The fourth is the Skills Development Act. The fifth is the Unemployment Insurance Act. And the sixth one is the Occupational Health and Safety Act. And you can read more about these at www.laborguide.co.za or www.gov.za. And the last one is number 21, which I absolutely love today, which is pay attention to high performers' routines. These are the people who are seemingly doing well in this space. It might be your manager or the assistant manager, or people who have been in the organization for a really long time and are occupying spaces where you want to be someday. Knowing their routines will give you great insight into what kind of qualities are deemed attractive in that company, but also how much input is required from you to attain a certain level of success. This way, you can also determine for yourself whether or not this is an environment or culture you want to be working for in 6 months or maybe even 5 years. Like I mentioned right at the beginning when we started these series, if you do all of these 21 things, you will not only incorporate far better into the system, you will learn much faster, you'll find ways to add indispensable value to your team, and improve your chances of progressing much sooner into the company. I wish you all good luck in your new jobs and new spaces. Go out there and kill it. That's it from me today. Thank you so much for joining. You can continue the conversation with me on LinkedIn by following my hashtag QMCareerCoaching, or on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, as well at Hello Coach K. Or if you prefer, you can send me an email at info@hellocoachk.com. See you next time.